Mexico. So thank you all for coming to our first official deep dive workshop in the Women's Podcaster Party community. I am your host, Julie Marty-Pearson. I know most of everybody, but I'm happy to see some familiar faces and new ones. I am going to let our co-host introduce herself, and then we'll go around the Zoom room and let all of you do a short intro so we have a sense of who you are, what you do, so we can kind of talk through that as we're showing the demo. Okay, Deirdre, you want to go first?
Awesome, will do. Hi everyone, so good to see you guys. So my name's Deidre. I do have an accent, so I am from Australia, but I live in Austin, Texas currently. I actually just this is really not commonly known fact about me. I just actually gave birth 5 weeks ago. So if I stumble over my words or I forget things, just please, it's my baby brain right now. I'm of things. So I mean, yeah, as I said, stumble over words, repeat myself, etc. So just know that that might happen. I'm the co-founder and CEO of a software called Capsho, which we'll be taking you through. But essentially, what it is it helps content creators, so podcasters, YouTubers, even if you guest or you're a speaker, you do webinars, you even have a course, so anything that's audio or video that you have, you can upload it into Capsho, and Capsho automatically creates marketing content for you. And what that looks like and how and the strategy behind that we'll go through in the deep dive, but that's kind of in short what we do. It's meant to just make it so much easier for you to get your message out there. So yeah, that's what I do. Is there anything else you think I missed, Julie, or that?
No, I think that's good.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I love Capsho. I've used it early on and then came back to it about a year ago, and I use it for myself and for my clients, and I love it because it's very easy to use, but it gives you so much content. And some of you attended our Women's Podcaster Party networking last month, where the co-founder of Capsho, Bona, came and spoke about her journey and talked a little bit about Capsho. And that's really where this workshop came from, was having her speak and people saying, I want to see it. We want to see it. How does it work? So we're very excited to be able to show that to you today. But first, let's go around briefly and have each of you give us a little info about who you are, what you do. Are you a podcast host, a guest, a speaker, multiple? And if you can't come on live in video, feel free to put this in the chat. So I'm just going to jump around quickly and ask each of you to give us a little intro. So especially, I know most of you, but Deidre does it. This will help her get a sense of who's in the room. Okay, Sandy, you're unmuted. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'm Sandy Okamoto. I'm a personal style and wardrobe consultant, and I help people with their visual resume. And I do online workshops every month, and Julie helps me with them.
Yay, Sandy. So yeah, Sandy does great workshops on all sorts of things, how to pack better for traveling, how to tie beautiful scarves, all the things. And so I invited her saying, hey, Sandy, we could use your workshops in the system and get you some great marketing clips. So I'm very happy to have you here. Okay, let's see. Carrie, you're in the next in my Zoom box.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carrie Mitten. I am a executive coach for professional women, and I just launched my podcast, The Journey of Becoming. And I'm here because I want to learn as much as I can learn, and I love Julie, and I just want to, see what I can do to take it to the next level. So thank you.
Yay! We love new podcasters. Okay, let's see. Susie, you're next.
I'm an old podcaster.
Long time podcaster. There you go.
Well, maybe both. And I'm having a sneeze attack. I don't know what's going on. So I'll do the best I can.
I was too. No worries.
Oh, my goodness. Excuse me. So I'm a midlife transformation coach, and I'm the host of 2 podcasts for women 50 plus. One of them is called Women in the Middle Loving Life After 50 with over 400 episodes, and it'll be 8 years in a couple of weeks. And the other one I launched last year called Women in the Middle Entrepreneurs, the reality of running a business when you're over 50. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm in Toronto. That's what's happening.
Yay, happy to have you here. Okay, Kat, you want to go next?
I do not have a podcast. I told Julie maybe when I hit 70, I'll think about it. Um,
Never too late.
however, I am a coach for women, and I work with women, mostly career women, and those that are either transitioning out of the career or just trying to figure out what's next after really putting their life on hold for everyone else. And I am a speaker. So I am always here learning from Julie and everyone else.
Thank you, Kat. Very happy to have you here. Okay, last but not least, Dale, are you able to give us a little intro?
Sorry, I'm doing like 3 things at once. I didn't
No
come
worries.
prepared for intros or chatting. Nevertheless,
Sorry.
apologies. I'm in New York. I'm Dale Cohen. I own a company called Dale Cohen Design Studio. I'm an architect and interior designer who specializes for the last more than a decade in designing for men. And it's the neurobiology of decision making, between the differences between men and women. And I'm just in the process of trying to start launching my podcast called A Gentleman's Home.
Ooh, love it. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, I love it. We have a very diverse group, but all amazing women is what I love. So thank
Of
you,
course,
Dale.
I'm the only one who is trying to talk to guys, but that's a different story.
Right. But hey, what you will learn about Capsho is it's all about you and who you are and who you talk to. This is why I love it. You get to create your persona. So if you're talking to women or men or both, you really get to play with that in the system, and that's why I love it. So thank you all so much for giving us a little glimpse into who you are so we can kind of tailor this walkthrough with you. Okay, Deidre, I'm going to hand it over to you. Do you want me to share and then you take control?
Yeah, let's do that for sure.
Okay.
Thank you. So, and by the way, and you can put this in the chat. So, but anyone here, or raise your hand, like anyone here who's super familiar with AI, or are you have you dabbled in it, or you're just like completely haven't touched it at all? I'd love to know.
I use it all the time.
Awesome. Okay, great. And I think Sandy, you were like, no.
I used it a couple of times.
Okay.
It's really amazing what it can do.
Oh yeah, for sure. I also use ChatGPT all the time. Doubly enjoying it, but don't know all that's available for sure. Yeah. And there's a ton. There's almost too much. So I don't like, even I'm in the space, and even you get like those Google alerts and things like that. I've just had to turn all of that off because it's just too much. There's too much going on. Okay.
I think I've given you control. So
Okay.
I'm going
let
to
you
turn off
see.
my mic and my Zoom just because I'm going to go on a bigger screen in the middle of the living room.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everyone feel free to mute or not, or turn your camera off, whatever works for you. I'm letting her use my screen because her internet is going in and out, so we don't want to lose everybody, but hopefully this will work.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, let's try this. All right. So all right. Julie, would you mind just dropping a file in here? It doesn't matter which one it is. Yeah. So I'm just going to go through, if you were kind of like a brand new to Capsho, the flow that you'll go through and why we've kind of designed it this way. But essentially, to start, you want to upload a file, and it can be any audio or video file. We do also, if you are on YouTube, we do also have the ability for you to put in a YouTube URL, which, because YouTube is a little bit finicky, can sometimes not work. And we try to stay on top of that, but it's always hard when, as we know, when you're dealing with these big platforms, they like to make their own rules and play to their own tune. Their own tune. So anyway, so that's how you kind of get started. You can see here that you can choose between or someone else's content. So I think does anyone guessed yet? I don't know if anyone said that they guessed on other people's podcasts.
I think most of us do. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, great. So if you do guest, then you can actually use that content. And that's where you would choose, this is content where I'm on someone else's channel, for example. So for this, I'm just going to choose that one. Okay, so this is where
Uh-oh.
The what the persona
There we go.
is and why we create it.
Your I don't know if it's just me, but your audio is cutting out a lot.
Okay.
Is everyone else hearing her well? It is cutting. Okay. I don't know if you want to turn your camera off. Sometimes that helps me with audio, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, can do.
just yeah, you're talking, but then it kind of goes in and out for us, for me at least.
Yeah. Okay, I turned my video off. Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Okay, great.
We'll go with
Okay,
that for
cool.
now.
Just let me know. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know how much you caught of what I was saying about personas, but I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so what we want to do is we want to create a new persona. Now, the purpose behind a persona, and you can create multiple, as you can see from this example, but a persona is really what drives the tone of voice, as Julie said, like the AI here learns from that and actually tailors the content that it gives the audience to what you do, and especially to your tone of voice. So this is actually a really, really important thing to fill out. So, you would just give it a nickname. That's for you. It doesn't really feed anywhere. This is where you describe yourself. So, I am, what you do, who's your audience, what they're looking for. Now, if you do get stuck, there is a little handy tool here. So if you click on that, what you can do is you can just copy and paste your bio or just dot point, things that you do, and it'll actually create these for you that you can copy and paste back in here. So it's really, really super simple.
Yeah.
So for this, I'm just gonna this won't save, Julie. Oh wait, no, it might actually.
If you know what, if you want to use one of my other personas, you can.
Yeah. I guess I just wanted to
Show
no,
the setup.
yeah, no, I don't think this will save yet because it has to go. I have to click save on the next screen.
Gotcha.
So I'll just do this.
But I will say while you're doing this, that one of the things that I love about Capsho is the persona feature, because I have two podcasts that are very different. As you saw, maybe when we got in here, I have a Dr. Julie persona, which is for my podcast that's about my business and my coaching. And then I have Julie Fur Mom, who is for my pet podcast. So it allows me to tailor it to each of my podcasts, which is so important to me because they are very different in their purposes and what I talk about.
Pretty cool. And you can tell Julie, right, from the content that it creates, how it does actually pick up on the things that you put in here, that you feed in here,
Right.
which is pretty cool. Okay, so then you feed it, you get it to learn your tone of voice. Now, for people who just have no idea, that maybe they're just starting, you can choose a generic tone of voice if you want to. But my very firm recommendation is that you train your own if you can. If you've been creating content, either you email, maybe you do blog posts, maybe you just do social media posts, right? Those are really, really great examples of you writing in your tone of voice. So all you have to do is copy and paste, let's say you email once a week, just copy and paste literally an email. We'd say a minimum of 5. It's up to 10, but 5 is a really good starting point. Even if you don't have 5, if you have 3, you can still do that. But you would literally just copy and paste in here. And what the AI does is it'll take that, and it will literally lean on that to create content for you that it generates. Okay, but I'm going to go back and I'm just going to choose one of Julie's here just to keep going. So these will basically, if you have your own content, you can choose whether or not you have a guest on that. And for some people who have, maybe you have ads or intros, like pretty standard intros at the beginning of your show, then you can actually exclude the intro as well. So that's this. And then what it will do is it'll do its uploading thing. It'll crunch the data, and then basically you get to before ready to edit, it'll say upload processing. When that's done, it'll tell you that it's ready for you to choose the topic. So that's actually a step before it's ready to edit. Julie doesn't have that here because you've gone through all those steps, right, Julie?
Right.
Yeah. So
I can go ahead and upload that because it's very short. So it actually probably will allow, will happen pretty quickly. So I'm just gonna do it fast because it's just me, it's not guests or anything. So there you go. Now you can see up here how it's processing. So one of the things I do love about Capsho is it's very obvious when things are processing ready. They give you tons of alerts. You can set up email alerts, all the things. So obviously this was just a couple minutes, so it's processing pretty fast. My other ones that are full episodes do take a little longer, but it's also it's not super long. You don't have to wait. I know some of us know the struggle of Descript, waiting for things to process or upload or export. Capsho works pretty quickly, as you can see, as this is processing while I'm talking.
And we can come back to what I wanted to show. But so why don't we, and Julie, I'll let you choose which one is appropriate to go into.
Okay. Let me see. What have I? I don't even remember. So many are in here. Let's just we could just jump into this one. This is a recent episode I did for my pet podcast.
Great. All right. So we'll go into here. So basically once, it's the upload's gone through, it will, and I'll go back and show you the step in between, but basically that step in between will to hone in on a particular topic, because again, through this process, we didn't want the AI to just make assumptions which may or may not be correct. We really wanted to put a lot more control into your hands. So, you can choose a topic. You can even it'll give you some recommendations, but even if it's not that, you can custom it. And it will actually also ask you, what is the purpose? And what are you trying to get people to do? Which is really important from a social media perspective. So actually, I'm just going to go back, Julie, and I'm just going to see whether, just as I'm talking about it, whether,
it is ready. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So I'll show you what I mean. So when you click get started, it'll be like, you can scan the transcript just in case, you recorded something. You're like, I don't remember what we talked about then. So you can scan it, be like, oh yes, this was the topic. It was either, any of these, or you can your own as well in here. So I'm just going to choose this. I'm going to choose a premise. So a premise is really like more of, so a topic is kind of like the general, obviously the theme that you spoke about, right? The premise is really about kind of a point of view. And so after the premise, it's going to you want to give it what your point of view was, so that when Capsho does create content, it's, again, it's kind of perspective, again, with your tone of voice, all those things. But let's just assume that that's right. And then it's going to ask you to customize a call to action. So the call to action, and think about it from a social media perspective, right? Like if you do a post, what are you trying to get to the podcast? Are you trying to get them to for a lead magnet? Are you trying to get them to attend a workshop? That's what you would put in here. We've transitioned from, the example used to be, comment below if you want to, come to the workshop or whatever. But social media platforms don't really like that anymore. So now it's more about asking open. So, for example, would you be interested in this episode? Or, would you be interested in attending the workshop? Something like that. What is something that you can ask that will get people to raise their hands to be like, yes, I'm in. You can get back to them to be like, awesome, here's the link, or here's the episode, link, or whatever it is, right? In attending the workshop.
And that's great, because this is actually a clip for my networking. So it would be, are you interested in attending networking? So
Awesome.
yeah. And one of the things I love about this too is it kind of forces me to think about that. Whereas when I'm, uploading episodes of my podcast, I think, oh, I'll talk about this or that, but it kind of forces me to frame it in different ways. And it also helps me kind of decide what is the clear call to action for this episode. Like, I've learned you can't say, go here, go there, then do this, because they'll do nothing. You have to have one
Yeah.
call to action. And so it does help me kind of force myself to make those decisions. And then my content is then geared towards what I choose to focus on as the call to action or topic for this episode.
Now, people do get a little bit confused with this one, the context for this action. What all this is just really on why people might raise their hands, right? So if we're talking about the workshop or the networking event, it's like, well, what's the benefit? Think about it as almost like what would be the benefit of someone attending that workshop or attending that networking event, right? That's kind of what you want to put into in for this context. What's the benefit of them listening to the episode? Like, what's in it for them, essentially? So that's what you want to be thinking about. So that's kind of like the in-between step. And then once you, apply all the changes, then it'll finish processing, and then you'll get it in the. Then basically, oops, did I click on that? Yeah. So what you'll see is a ton of different options. And people get really excited to begin with because they're like, oh my gosh, Capsho does so much. And it really does, which we, take a lot of, we're very proud of. But I just want to be very, very, I don't want to say, I just want to make it very clear that you don't have to be using all of this, okay? Because as soon as you think that you do, you get very overwhelmed. The last thing that we want, like, Capsho was created to add to it. Okay, so I just want to make that really, really clear. What if I were new to know what platforms I'm on, and I don't, I'm assuming would everyone be on Facebook in this?
Yeah,
group?
I think
Yeah.
I think this crowd, everyone would use Facebook, LinkedIn probably too.
Awesome. Okay, so what we've done is we partnered with a social media strategist called Katie Brinkley. She's amazing.
Yes.
What she calls a 4-post social media action. And you can see here that each of these, for each platform, it does have as awareness post, that's it. Awareness tip, community, and action post. And it's been incredibly effective for used it. I'm not as active in than the new bubs and stuff, but it's why as well is because they're different. The positioning of the post or how the posts are drafted is different depending on the platform. And this is important because each platform does different the content work differently on different platforms. And I'll show you an example, right? So we'll go into Facebook. Is that okay, Julie, if I generate them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I'll just go ahead and generate these. Podcast is, yeah. Or a blog? No, I'm going to assume not.
YouTube would be good. I know that's one of the things I use it for.
Okay. Yeah. I think you've already generated that one, so that's okay.
Oh, that's that's
yeah.
on my YouTube, so it's already there.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm just going to generate this one as well, just to show. Okay. I'll do. Okay. So we'll go into Facebook. So that's finished. For example, the awareness post, it gives you options of, sorry, let me step back. The Facebook awareness post is all about almost like putting a polarizing opinion out there. And it doesn't have to be your opinion, okay? And we'll get to this, right? Like a lot of people look at these like, but I don't think that. And that's okay because generate conversation. And because by generating how we create awareness, any social media platform, but especially on Facebook, right? So you can see that these can be pretty like, polarizing. So getting people and securing an actual deal. Thoughts like, some people are
And I really liked this for this one because it was a very different episode than a lot of my other pet podcasts, because it's a pet company that I had interviewed a couple years ago, and then they got on Shark Tank. So I had them come back and talk about the process and how they got on and all of this. So this really helped me think about it differently, because I was going to be asking questions that were totally different than other episodes where we're really more focused on like animal rescue and why you should adopt and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's great. So you can see, you can see from these that they're designed to really get people to be like, I agree or I disagree, and here's why. And it does, it can get a bit contentious sometimes in the comments. So, but you let it play out, okay? Because that's the whole point. You want people to be contributing to this conversation. Now, it gives you 5 recommendations. You only want to choose one. And what you would do is you would, on Facebook, you would just use those, the one sentence posts on the purple background. Those are incredibly scroll stopping. So that's what you want to be using. And you just want to use one of these. You can, obviously change the words here and there. But that's the post that you would create. That, or is everyone okay that you're following, right? I know I talk really fast. Okay, great.
No, we're
Okay.
good. Your audio is still cutting out a little, but other than that, we're good. I think everybody's
Okay.
here listening.
Okay, great. Awesome. Okay. And then basically it'll go through, now I mentioned that with the awareness post, it doesn't have to be your opinion. It's just there to create conversation, because the second post, the tip post, is actually where you will share your opinion. So we've had a lot of people who have posted something controversial, and they've had comments to be like, I can't believe you think this, or whatever. And I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. Just breathe through it.
But I see why that first one is a question, because that is kind of how Facebook is built, is to say, hey, everybody, what do you think? Or this is what I did. What do you do? That seems to fuel conversation more on that platform.
Yes, 100%. And then this tip post is really where you then share your perspective. So that the third one's a community post, which we doesn't draft, because the whole point of the community post is to your community or your network. So what we do here is we give you ideas. And this is really for you to bring, because obviously your mind or your memories or your experience. So this is the one where you will have to kind of bring yourself,
right,
give you some ideas to draft. And then we get into the fourth post, which is the action post. And this is where, if you remember the call to action, actually, Julie, what was your call to action for this one? Do you remember that you put in?
I don't remember. I don't.
Okay. It must have been this. What ideas do you have for supporting animal rescue? So maybe it was just like,
it was
probably
probably
just asked. Yeah. Okay. So it's just
we also talked a lot about how, as they've been growing their business and, doing all this, they still focus on sharing and getting people to learn more about animal rescue as a business. So
yeah. Okay, cool. So that's where you'll see, whatever you put in with your call to action, it will actually pick that up and incorporate it into your action post. So that's what happens there. Now, when you look at LinkedIn, the big difference is going to be in the awareness post. So on LinkedIn, what works well that we found are polls. And so what Capsho will do is it'll give you 3 recommendations on polls that you can run instead. So again, we would just say, just choose one. I mean, you can do multiple polls, throughout the week or, throughout the month if you'd like to, but, for the purpose of actually creating a poll, you would just choose one. So you can see that there is a difference in the awareness post, because the platforms are quite different. The other thing sorry.
I was gonna say that's what I love about Capsho too, is it is very specific to the platform instead of just generating generic material that then I have to put differently in different platforms, because even hashtags and how many are using them at all is so different based on whatever platform you're on.
Yeah, for sure. And you can see here as well, like obviously the LinkedIn, there is a LinkedIn newsletter article. So if for any of you who are on LinkedIn, newsletter articles again is one of the things that I've been pushing. And so it has these articles for you that you can literally just, lift and put into
And I
your
will say this feature is one I love because I have created a LinkedIn newsletter for each of my podcasts. So this helps me so much without having to start from a blank page.
100%. Yeah. Which is the enemy of of productivity. So yeah, this gives you a really good head start. So just really quickly, because I think almost all of you have a podcast or at some point, but this is basically just your title. There is here options. Oh,
Yeah,
what happened to this? Oh,
there
okay.
it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to
So
move there we go. There you go. Okay.
yeah. So you can, for titles, you can actually, it will give you different options and you can choose, you can sort of see which one you might like better, and then it will just replace what's there if you click on it. And then when you go down, so you can see this is a really great summary, and for the show notes, it has what you'll learn. And I know this is a bit of a hidden feature. I don't know if you know about this, Julie, but you can also generate the transcript and chapter summaries. And how you'll do that is you'll go plus, you scroll down and you can see here chapter summaries, key moments, and transcripts you can generate. So actually add to the bottom of
Oh,
this.
that's great. I was not aware of that. I had not. Yay! But I will say I love the title options because I can also click through them and see how it changes the description, and then sometimes I even piecemeal it, but it just really is so great to have all these different ones and be able to say, "Oh, I really like that one. Like that stands out to me, so I think other people will." It's just nice to have options.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you.
And I also love the YouTube feature because I do not understand YouTube, but I have a channel. And so this helps a lot for that as well.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same. This has been a great start for us, to get the channel up and going as well. And yeah, from there you just learn and you tweak this. Oh, the other thing I need to mention is you can obviously, so you can type away, etc. You can move things, and you can delete things. And what will happen when you do make changes? What you want to do is you click this complete button. Every time you do that, back into Capsho's learning, which means that it will start to pick up knowing how you like to structure things, how you to essentially talk. Like it will actually start to update your tone of voice as well. We did a ton of tests around, like we used to just be like, if you have a tagline, for example, and you always want to start your description or your show notes or whatever it is with that tagline, it will start to learn that, and you'll see that in the text that it creates for you, it'll have that tagline. It'll start to bring that tagline in all the time for you. So that's kind of been a really big uplift with Capsho. We really wanted to make it intelligent enough that it actually starts to pick up on how you like. Anyway, so I just wanted to, yeah.
That is so important with AI. I think so many people don't want to use it because they feel like it's so generic or auto, it doesn't sound like them. And that's why I love Capsho too, is because it learns as I change things or edit it. And that helps me a lot and gives me a lot less work down the road because it's learning as we work together. And I do love the timestamps. Oh, that's so helpful.
Yeah. So anyone who's on YouTube, you definitely use this to create your chapters, because that very useful. Now, the last thing that I'll show inside of Marketing Studio is the lead gen. So what it does is it creates a checklist lead magnet. Not the actual, like you might still have to bring this into a thing, but it will actually just go, hey, like this is a lead your episode. So this, for example, is like your pet podcast growth checklist.
Yeah.
And it will actually give you your step one, step two, step three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We've had other people use it in all sorts of different ways. Like we've had someone who actually uses this feature for their Instagram threads. So they'll actually like, they'll use it for Twitter as a Twitter thread. So yeah.
Oh.
What you can really do, and this is what is really great about Capsho as well, is also don't be limited by these labels of, these platforms. Content is content, right? Like you can use and slice and dice, and that's why Capsho is also so powerful, is because once you start thinking outside of just what's there, you can, depending on thing you're using, if you're on Pinterest, for example, like you could, in the blog post, there's like an infographic example. You could even just use that as your Pinterest, your pin, for example. Like you don't have to be limited by these labels.
Yeah.
Well, like a ton of people love using this for social media because you can create quote cards really easily out of this. Like,
Oh my gosh.
this is such a great quote.
And I love it because I can easily just copy and paste like into Canva and make an image. I could copy into like a reel and overlay it. I mean, the quotes are kind of like, when getting clips or reels from an episode, you feel like you have to really spend time on it, but they're pulling out what it obviously is seeing as a great piece of information.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. So Marketing Studio, and Marketing Studio is the written assets. Are there any questions, or should I keep going before, and we'll leave questions to the end?
Yeah, let's just keep going, and then we'll leave questions. I'd say maybe like another 5 minutes, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Okay, cool. Cool. I see you've got a couple of images here already. Okay. So the image studio is basically it's AI generated images. And for now we have a YouTube thumbnail designer and a social media image designer. What they say, really, it's pretty simple because you would literally just be like, just describe what you want in that image, choose your size, what type of style, and generate it. For the thumbnail, you can actually also put in words. So, what text do you want to put on the thumbnail? Now, we recommend keep it very short because for a thumbnail, you want it to be scroll stop.
Yeah.
Punchy. And so, that's kind of.
I love this too because YouTube thumbnails, I don't really, I don't know what it is they need to have. And so this helps me create them and not have to like be guessing. So I love that too.
Awesome. And then the last one is Clipping Studio. I don't know if you use this. Okay, you haven't. I'm gonna just.
Yeah, you can just use that Pod Party one again. Yep.
Okay, so how clipping works is, unlike, I know that, there's like, if you're using of those, like this really comes down to personal preference in terms of, when people ask, what's the difference? I guess one thing that does make us different is that we do actually ask you, what are you looking for? So, and you don't have to be like very specific. You can just be like, find me motivational moments, that's the example, or find me the funniest moments. If you know that, there was moments when it was like, it was funny. I don't know if there was anything in here in that video that was like, or we can just be like, find me.
You can say like inspiring or motivational. Yeah, that's
great.
fine.
Okay, awesome. And this is optional, but if you did want to kind of hone in on, I want clips to be about the specific topic, because we know conversations that it can be pretty wide ranging, and you're like, no, I just want it to be, I just want you to clip things specifically about animal rescue or whatever it was, then
Right.
you can go ahead and do that. But we'll leave that, so let that generate.
But I like that too, because I think even for my podcast, it's about podcasting. Like, I've interviewed someone who has a true crime podcast, and we talk about why she chose podcasting versus another media. And, for that, I could say true crime, or I could say starting a podcast, because those would be two different perspectives from the same, interview.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Okay. I might let this generate.
Yeah, it looks to be working.
Yeah. So should we just open for questions?
Yeah, let's stop
And then we
share
can
and
come
open
back to
it.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Is it gonna let me? There we go. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it and we can go back and look at it. But I think that was a really great overview. So I'm gonna open this up now. Anybody who wants to put in the chat or unmute and ask a question or clarify anything you saw. I know that's a lot of information to put at you. So I'm gonna see if anybody has any questions. Everybody's off screen, so I'm not sure. I know we all went. There's Susie.
I have a question. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for this. So I'm just trying to understand. I'm not currently doing any kind of summaries like this, so it definitely fills a gap. So what does Capsho stand for? Caption on a podcast show? Or like what's the meaning
it
of the
was.
name?
So you're kind of right. Like when we first started, it was very much very podcast. Like podcasting was our genesis. That was where we started, and so it was. The show is about show, and so it was all about captions, captioning a show. Obviously now we do more than. The name has kind of stood
Evolved.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess what I'm trying to figure out is what tech is still required. Like I haven't gotten on the Descript bandwagon yet. So
Mhm.
currently I have an audio only, both of my podcasts are audio only, and
Yep.
I'm not doing little bites of the video because I don't use the video. I have it, but I don't use it. I just haven't gone down that road. And I haven't made little audiograms either. I have software that does it, but I don't have the time for it. And I don't know if it does it really well. So I just do the whole thing and just pop it up. In other
Right.
words, I haven't been doing this seriously. Somehow my podcast is still very popular.
Right.
But I'm just wondering if I do go into this realm to improve things, what do I need? Is this one-stop shopping, or is there still a need to do audiogramish type things?
So I can say, I don't know if you noticed the one we were looking at, my episode it actually said audio only. So that the files we were looking at all the things, it was from an audio only. It was not a video file, even though I do use video. I've only been putting the audio in there. I'm probably going to start putting video so I can get video clips, but you don't have to have anything else. I can have a recording in Zoom, download it and upload it into Capsho, and that's it. So I haven't used anything except wherever I record the episode and I put it into Capsho and then it generates all that. So I mentioned,
if you do that though, it's not the edited version. If you
well,
just do
where do you edit your episode?
I send it away and somebody else edits it.
Okay, well then
I just have the raw and I have the complete.
Then
Yeah.
I would take the complete version and upload that into it. So same idea, they're doing the editing for you. So I do it myself in Descript and then I pull it out of Descript into Capsho.
Okay, so taking what file? Does it have to be like I can do whatever's on iTunes, or I can do what's on YouTube, or I do RSS feed? Like what do I do?
What I've always done like the WAV file or the MP4 file, but I don't know. I think Deidre mentioned you can even do a YouTube link, so I'll let her answer that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's so going back to even the previous question, it's totally If you want the clips, then it has to be a video upload. And if that was the case, then for you, I would just use a raw file. Since you have it, so you could just upload the file if you wanted the video clips. If it's audio only, it won't generate the clips, but it will do everything else. So all the other written content that I showed you, all of that is totally fine with an audio file. You just won't get, because there's no video. So does that make sense in terms of
So video
audio?
audiogram would be video?
And
No,
audiogram?
it would
The
the
counts
clips.
as video, counts as video on YouTube, but I don't know.
Well, if
is
you're
it-
giving it audio, you're only going to get audio clips. It's not going to create video clips for you.
Right, not a video of people, but a video of the little gram is considered video.
So Capsho doesn't create audiograms like that. So any of the videos that Capsho is just a clip
From what you
video
upload.
from what you uploaded. Yeah, I don't know, Julie, if it's finished processing on your side.
It is. So
Okay,
let
let's-
me share it. And
Thank
you
you.
can-
Yeah.
let me see where did it go? Come on. Where did it go? Why is it not?
I just feel like it's one of those tech things where I just stopped at producing my podcast and kind of just I'm doing old school with the marketing. I haven't like ventured into anything new. I'm definitely behind. Just trying to
Well,
all
assess
good.
how much
know,
it matters, right?
I always say start wherever you are. I mean, not everybody, I don't even use Capsho to the full extent of what it gives me, but sometimes it's time. But you can see here it processed, and so because this was a video version, it gave me 5 video clips here that I could click on any one of them, and it's going to give me them to decide. It gives me all this information. I can download it. I can do different things with it. So I don't know if you upload a audio file, will it still generate these clips, or will it
No,
just
yeah. So if you want to generate these clips, that's why I was saying, Susie, or because you record in Zoom or
I record in
something.
Zoom, so I could just pick clips that weren't edited. Most of them are not edited.
right?
Yeah, so you can just upload your Zoom recording to be able to get these clips because Julie, this was out of Zoom anyway, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
This was just a short thing. I recorded a promo after something I was on Zoom for, so it's just a raw. I haven't edited. I just uploaded it raw.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they'll generate the clips, but then you can also decide. I don't want that one because I kind of flubbed what I said or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't do the same thing for audio without video. You can see why I'm confused because they call that the audiogram, they call it a video in YouTube.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. My podcast host Buzzsprout, it automatically I can get what is you would call an audiogram pulled. I can choose the timing where I want it to pull it from the episode. And so again, it gives like a static image and the waveform, but then it's just
Yeah.
the audio play. Yeah. So that's
Right.
different. And that is still a video, but you're just using audio.
And it
So
doesn't happen here is that's the
No,
bottom line.
this
So I
is-
have an
yeah.
app called Repurpose. I got it when it was launched. I was at a podcast convention and it can do that too. It's just without Capsho, it would just take too much time for me to figure out what I wanted to pull. So
Right.
I just ignored it because I didn't have that kind of time and I just press a button and it produces the whole thing. And
Right.
nobody's listening to it, but it's another option on social. So with the numbers, I could just go and find the thing that I wanted if it was a quote or whatever. So I'm just
Right.
trying to see how these apps work together and what I
Mm.
really need.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
definitely, I mean, a lot of from a social media perspective, like everyone's going to clips, videograms. I mean, I guess I understand from your perspective because I'm assuming the way that you upload it's like a podcast episode in full channel, and then the audiogram just like plays while the audio plays, right? That's how you
Yeah,
use
so
audiogram?
I do a regular post with a link and then I do a post with the complete audiogram unedited unless I have to shave off some of the end because it only does 30 minutes.
Right. Okay.
And the other thing I guess I don't know is any of the statistics about how much it matters to have the clips. I would imagine it makes sense that it matters, but I have a very popular podcast and I haven't been doing any of this. So
And
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Susie, I am not big on video clips. I try to use the audio clip generator in my host to at least have one for each episode, but it's like timing. And so I get what you're saying. You don't have to do any of it. It's about what you want to do. What's the next thing you want to add to be able to get to that next level of
yeah,
growth?
and I definitely
And
want the next level of growth. I guess I'm really not into video clips. I really don't want to be into it. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I would much
right,
rather just get better at audio clips because
right.
call me old school. That's where I want to be.
And
And
I
I
will
just love
say,
being able to drive and listen and not worry
right.
about video.
And that's the thing. People always say to me, do I have to have a YouTube? Do I have to have a video? I go, no, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I started with a traditional podcast. I only started my YouTube channel like a year or two ago. And I don't spend a lot of time there. I do send my video version there now, but I'm not dedicated there. I'm not spending all the time there. I'm just setting it there. And so that's what works for me. Other
Mhm.
podcasters I know love clips, love videos. They do all of that. Great. That's more their version. So it's what works for you. Now, you just notice we did that. We put that in my Capsho to create clips. I'd never done that before. So that showed you I'm not using clips either. I use the Capsho for the other parts, for the YouTube description, for the blog post, for the newsletter, because those are things that take time to start
I
from
love,
nothing.
and the
And so,
quotes made me just giddy. That's
yes.
really exciting.
Yeah, I love it. And there are ways to use that, and it can help you with your networking, it can help you with your workshops. Like, you can use it for content planning and mapping.
Mhm.
And that is what I'm trying to get to the point where I can have like a system of this is what I do each day and this is where I pull it from. And so for
Yes.
me, that's the biggest benefit of using it.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to when I started, I was like, please don't be overwhelmed and think that you have to do all the things. I think Julie's on point. Like, just wherever you're comfortable with using, just focus on those. Don't think that you have to use everything inside Capsho, for sure.
Right. And so what I'm going to drop in the chat, I had put it in the email as well. Let me see. Hopefully I have that link. Of course, I don't see it now. Okay. Well, I will find it in a second. But so I'll drop the link for you as well as in the email with the replay of this. That is, you can do a free trial of Capsho. That way you can go in there, put a little bit of your info in and just play with it and see if you even like it. And then I have a code you can use, which gives you the $49 a month rate versus the regular $99 a month. So just use my code, which is just my name, Julie, when you sign up for the free trial. So if you choose to keep it, you'll stay on that level. And I will say $49 a month for what you get is highly worth it. There is plenty. I can do so many episodes within how much I get per month that I can be planning months out with it. And I can then the next month, if I don't have a bunch of new episodes, I can put my workshops in and use those, because that helps me then market the workshops to get more people to show up the next time. So one of the reasons I wanted to do this was to show you the wide range of how you can use it. I think a lot of people hear about Capsho for podcasting and think that's all you can do it with, but I can use it with my networking event recordings. I can do it with my workshops. I can do it with my speaker reels, with trying to audition to get to be a speaker somewhere. So there's so many ways that it can take your content you already have and give you more ways to share it.
Love
And
that.
I mean, that's the biggest thing for me. And the other thing I don't think we really touched on, we talked about at the networking, is Capsho is different than ChatGPT. It is not pulling information from the world. It is only pulling from the information you upload and give it. So it is your voice. It is only coming from your content. It is not influenced by anything outside of that.
And it's not training an app.
Yep.
No. I mean,
You're
it's
basically just training yourself, your
Yeah.
persona.
Yeah, it's training your own
Yeah,
your own
yeah.
micro part of the app, if that makes sense. But yeah, nothing else. No one else.
Okay, I'm impressed. I think it will really help me. I have so much content and I know I'm leaving money on the table because I'm not repurposing enough.
Awesome.
And for me, I think the biggest draw probably was YouTube, just to come back to it, because I don't understand it. I don't understand how I need to write the title, how I need to write descriptions. You need to have chapter markers or, those things. And the tags on YouTube are very different than like hashtags on social media. And so instead of me killing myself researching and learning YouTube, I just go in there and go click. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Which is huge, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. I think we hear so much about AI, but it really is about saving us time and effort and utilizing what we're already sitting on, which, Susie, you have so many episodes that you probably have never done newsletters
Nothing.
for, or blog posts or all these things. And
No,
I'm
I
the
mean,
same
I
way.
send everything out. I'm regular with the newsletters, but it's just the summary that I've written. It's
Right.
not as detailed as this.
Yeah. And one of the things I will say I like about it is it gives you that what you'll learn, like the bullet points for show
Mhm.
notes on a podcast episode, because that is really where a lot of show notes are going. People want to be able to scroll and see, what am I going to get out of it? Do I want to listen? Do I want to jump to this part of it? And that's going to help us pull more people into our content too.
Yeah. Great.
Yay. Okay. Sandy or Kat, did you guys have any questions or comments?
I'm going to need your help, Julie, with this.
It's okay. I got you, Sandy.
Sandy, just imagine what we're going to do with your episode on my podcast.
Just in the nick of time, huh?
Yeah.
There's so much, and I haven't even been guessing as much as I could be. So I need to get back to guessing more. And then, but yeah, there's so much there. And then when Julie was saying not just podcasting, it can be workshops and all that, I'm like, oh yeah. And I have not done the newsletters and the blogs, and so yeah. If only I could find like 40 hours in a day. I haven't figured that one out yet.
Right? Right? I mean, I think that's the truth, is that, there's only so much time. And as business owners, there's 20 things we should be doing at the same time. And it's kind of like, where do we put our effort? And so for me, it's about saving time, but also saving time to help my clients. So I've created a separate Capsho account for me to be able to pull information in for my clients, so I can create personas for them and send them the info. Then they're paying me for my time to set it up and generate it, but they're not having to spend hours doing it themselves, because like, what's the point? Especially when you're first testing it, like Sandy, maybe we'll test it with the workshop and see if that helps get you more signups. But you don't want to dedicate so much time to it if you don't even know if it's going to help with getting more people into your
Exactly.
workshops, right?
Yes.
So some of it is also, trial and error and testing and seeing what people respond to too.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Amazing. Okay. Well,
Great.
this has been so.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. My computer is being a pain, but I am going to grab the info I have, and hopefully the link transfers. We'll see if it does. I'm gonna make
Oh,
sure.
the link. Yeah, Julie.
Oh
the
yeah,
link
it does
you
work.
can
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Great.
just put it in the chat. So that's the link. I think the free trial is 14 days.
Yes.
I know it just
that's right.
opened.
Yeah.
Okay. So 7 days. So you get a 7-day free trial if you want to try it yourself. And then if you use my code Julie when you sign up for the free trial, it'll automatically give you that $49 a month rate. So I always say that, because if you don't put it in, then it misses it. And so I just want you guys to get the benefit of that if you decide to get your own and use it. But best thing is to try it and play with it and see if you even like it. I like Capsho. It's intuitive. And what I mean by that is I can go in and figure out pretty quickly where to go and how to click and what to do. I've worked with some other AIs that are so complex that it's like, this isn't worth it to me. I'm trying to save time, not spend more time.
But I don't understand where you put in the code, because there's no room on the first form that comes up.
It's in the where you put your credit card. You just have
Okay.
to. Yeah, and there's a code. Yeah. You put
I
a
was
code.
afraid to go any farther in case this is zipped. So you have to put your credit card in even when you're not
Yeah.
paying on the trial, and then
Yes. Yeah.
and
And if
that's
you
when
want
you put in
cancel,
Julie, and then okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you
And
do want
it'll
cancel, you can do it in your settings.
Yeah. And I think it'll send you reminders like you have 1 day left or whatever. So you can go in and cancel if you decide not to. But yeah, it's one of those things where everybody has, even like when I talk about Descript, not everybody loves Descript. And I will tell you, sometimes I bang my head against the wall with Descript. It does have some limitations because it's cloud-based. So if my Wi-Fi isn't strong, then it's going to take 10 times longer for something to export. I was actually just doing this for Katarina yesterday. It was ridiculous. It took an hour for something to export from it. So, we want to use the tools that are easy and we understand, but we also want to use the tools that we can rely on. And what's great about Capsho is all my stuff is in there. So if I put out an episode and I only use it for the description, I can go back a month later, 6 months later, and pull the other pieces out if I want to re-release it or do a different clip, So even when I'm not putting out new episodes, I still have more content I can be sharing.
Okay, I still don't see Julie. I don't see a spot for it yet.
Do you see the Stripe checkout?
Oh, add code.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Amazing.
my password keeper was covering it up.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
good.
I have a great new password keeper, but sometimes it gets in my way. And I'm just like, no, move. I'm trying, like, it won't, like, I'll start typing. And so then it wants to generate, but then the website is trying to generate something else for me. And sometimes it's worse.
Okay, it popped up just fine now.
Okay, good. Yay. Well, I want to
Amazing.
thank you guys for being here and staying. I know we went a little over time. And I want to thank you, Deirdre. Excuse me. Oh my God, my voice. I want to thank you so much for your time and coming and sharing and really, answering the questions and helping people get a sense of how they can use this. And of course, we're recording it. So anybody that wasn't able to attend will get this as well. And I hope that, more people check out Capsho because I know you have even more new features coming out soon too.
We sure do.
Always something new.
Yes.
And they also just launched a great new tool called Toolie. I don't know if it's widely open yet, but I will share that too because it's, there's so many different ways we can utilize AI, but we also want to make it, the best version of of us. And so I really like their tools because it is all about us and not about a general like trying to build up their app. Right. And I love ChatGPT, but there are some limitations with it because it's not all me. It's the whole world that's pulling information from, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you guys so
Amazing.
much. Thank you again. We are having another deep dive in July, and that one, Alex from Podmatch is going to come and talk about podcast guesting. And we will talk about it both as a guest and as a host, how to be strategic in that process. So you'll get emails about signing up for that too.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Thank you so